Testing. There you go. There's lots of chairs. If you want to grab a seat, folks, we're going to get started here in 30 seconds. I want to start by thanking everyone coming out this evening. My name is JG, and I'm the CEO of Black Card Books, the publisher for Ahmad's great book, and it's my honor to come out this evening. And I really want to thank everyone for coming. What a fantastic turnout. Please, let's start by giving all of you a round of applause for coming out this evening. Thank you, wonderful, that's great, excellent. So to start the evening, there's a few people I want to thank and a few people who want to thank you. One in particular are the co-owners of this here great facility. Isn't it a beautiful facility? I mean, they did such a great job with everything, and I want to thank them. The co-owners, Mohammed Al-Kozi and Shaima. Let's give them a round of applause. And then I'd also like to ask them to come on up to the stage to say a few words. Mohammed Al-Kozi and Shaima, the co-owners of this great facility, the Taj Banquet.
سلام. بسیار زیاد خوش آمدید. خدا کنه وقت خوش داشته باشید. Salam. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming to Taj Banquet Hall. I hope you're having a great time.
من دیگه با زبان فارسی با دوستای افغانم صحبت میکنم. اونا باز خودشان میفهمن کارشان. عرض سلام و ارادت حضور همه عزیزایی که اینجا تشریف آوردن عرض میکنم و بسیار خوش آمدین. جای بسیار افتخار و جای بسیار خوشی است که امروز یک افغان ما احمد-شاه جان درانی موفق شدن کتاب نوشته کردن که باعث افتخار خودش، خانواده و تمام جامعه افغانی ما میشه و این جای بسیار سعادت و جای بسیار خوشبختی است و امیدوار هستم که در آینده همه افغانهای ما تلاش به خرج بدن تا همچون مصدر خدمت و جامعه شوند و این موفقیت برای خود احمد-شاه جان درانی و به تمام اعضای فامیلشان و به دوستای فرهنگی که حضور دارند تبریک عرض میکنم، برشان تبریک عرض میگم و برای همه شما خوش آمدید میگم. امیدوار هستم که احمد-شاه جان درانی تشریف بیارن به افتخاره که زحمت کشیدن گل تهیه شده است که تقدیمشان میکنیم. گفتنی هم داریم شما
از او خاطر که کس فکر نکنه میشنم باید She's my sister-in-law.
میتونین صحبتی هم شما داشته باشید.
تشکر.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You know, tonight is about a celebration. Tonight is about, we were talking about this a while ago, and now, you know that I can't have children because I'm a man, right? Yes? But when you write a book, it's like Ahmad said, it takes women 9 months, but it took him 11 to get this book out. And tonight is about a celebration about that, about the celebration of Ahmad getting all of this information into this book. I mean, it is a tome of leadership. It's an incredible book. It's going to serve the community so well, and he's got such big plans for it. And that's what tonight is all about. Now, we have a variety of dignitaries and absolutely phenomenal people that are going to be coming up and giving short introductions this evening, and then we're going to hear from Ahmad himself. So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing what he has prepared for us. His book is about leadership. It's about a holistic approach to leadership, tearing down barriers. And if there's anyone who understands about tearing down barriers and getting to success, it's Ahmad. Being born in Afghanistan, in a war-worn country, immigrating to Canada, and going through so many challenges along the way. I mean, this gentleman knows a thing or two about success, and he's put it all in this phenomenal book, The Leadership Zone. So I'm proud to call him my friend And thank you so much, Ahmad, for asking me to host here this evening. I'm honored. Thank you. I appreciate it. And what a great turnout. So a few people I'd like to introduce. We're going to start with, and I'm just going to put this here. Wonderful. So we're going to start with the charity that Ahmad has chosen to support in his book. And of course, the proceeds of his book are going to go to this charity. It's absolutely incredible. The Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan. Now, the Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan is a member-based, not-for-profit organization founded in 1996. Their purpose is to alleviate conditions of poverty in Afghanistan through programs of education and educational opportunities for women in Afghanistan and their families. There is an incredible organization. We have someone here representing them, but before I bring Ms. Dale up, we are going to play a short video, and then I'll bring up Ms. Dale Butterfield, who's the representative here, to say a few words. Now, one second. Bring that back, James. I'm just going to put this here.
Back from a long time walk of many decades. And all the infrastructure, including society's infrastructure, when it destroys access to facilities, services like health, education, employment, all damages. And if you cannot raise your children in a right way, if you only understand the language of war, the language of weapon, how do you can ensure peace? Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan was established in 1986 when a group of Canadians, they noticed that there is a country called Afghanistan where one part of the population cannot go to school, cannot get education, cannot work. And they started relating their time, their efforts, their money to support women and girls basically in Afghanistan to give them education. Well, education is a basic universal human right. We know that education is a key to peace, it ensures peace, stability, good economy, and build infrastructure of the country. We had so many stands from the community in conservative areas that we will fight Taliban ourselves because what they did to us, they banned our life, access to education, access to market, access to public services. In conservative areas, we didn't have any girls' schools, but now we have thousands of schools functioning again. Yes, we do have lots of challenges, but the good thing is that there is women from the community, from the government, and from the girls also to go to school. You have witnessed that so many girls in so many parts of the country, they were poisoned. But they said, we continue until we die. What does it mean? It means that they highly recognize the need for education. And this gives all of us the motivation, yes, we are doing the right thing. And we are pleased to do that as much as we can. We have 15 ongoing projects. One of our big projects is teacher training with the aim of providing high quality education to the girls, through the teachers. The other is providing a tuition fund of the school, including teacher salaries, stationery, uniform, teaching materials, books, textbooks, even school rent. if we have high quality of education for our next generation, it means they are taking far distance from war, from conflict, and they focus on education. They get kind of like proper skills. They get knowledge of many skills. We are thirsty for education and good quality of education.
Wonderful, thank you. So,
from a long time war.
Let's give a round of applause to our DJ this evening, Mr. James Burgess. Excellent. So I'd like now to have a representative from the Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan, come Miss Dale Butterill, to come on up and say a few words. Please, let's give her a hand.
I just have a very few brief remarks. My name is Dale Butterill, and I'm a proud board member of Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan. And I must say it is both an honor and a great pleasure to be here tonight at the book launch for Ahmad-Shah recently published book, or I believe you're referring to this as having given birth to a book, The Leadership Zone. Lessons from the front lines, and I very much look forward to reading your book. Ahmed is kindly donating a portion of sales to our organization, for which we are very grateful for this kind gesture. So thank you. I just want to say a very few words about who we are and what these funds will be going towards. There really have been some fantastic strides in the rebuilding of the education system in Afghanistan. At this point, over half of the estimated 170,000 teachers yet have not completed high school. And since 2008, Canadian Women for Women in Afghanistan has trained over 6,500 teachers who have reached out to hundreds of thousands of children. And our goal tonight is to raise enough funds to train 5,000 more teachers by 2018. So it just costs $400 to train a teacher in Afghanistan. Each teacher teaches about 55 students a year, and in 1 year, if we take this year as an example, with 1,000 teachers being trained, 55,000 students will be the beneficiaries of that training. And by the end of 2018, with 9,000 teachers trained, the number of student beneficiaries will be 500,000. So that is our goal, and thank you, each of you tonight, for being here and for purchasing his book and helping us to reach this goal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Butterill, and also thank you for your support, everyone. Now, we have also, like I mentioned, some great dignitaries here this evening. We're going to hear from two of them in particular. We have here with us the Consul General of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan in Toronto. And it's my honor to introduce the Honorable Miss Nazifa Langhayan, is the first female Consul General to ever serve in a consulate of Afghanistan. Please help me welcome her to the stage.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. عرض درود و سلام دارم حضور تک تک شما بزرگان و فرهنگیان عزیز. نخست اجازه بفرمایید از جانب خود، همکارانم و به نمایندگی از دولت جمهوری اسلامی افغانستان صمیمانه ترین تبریکات و تمنیات نیک خود را خدمت جناب محترم احمد-شاه درانی به خاطر تألیف کتاب لیدرشپ زون یا حوزه رهبریت تقدیم نمایم و مسرت دارم از اینکه امروز در محفل رونمایی این اثر ارزشمند در جمع شما بزرگواران حضور دارم. واقعا جای افتخار است که قلمبدستان و فرهنگیان کشور ما در دیار غربت نیز ابتکارات بزرگ و خدمات فراموش ناشدنی و قابل قدری را انجام می‌دهند و به حیث یک عضو مفید برای این جامعه و باعث افتخار برای کشور خودشان می‌باشند. من حیث کسی که در رشته اداره و رهبریت آموزش دیدم، این کتاب را یک اثر خیلی مفید، مؤثر و عملی در تمام ساحات زندگی، اما زندگی کاری و زندگی شخصی یافتم. این کتاب که با عبارات خیلی سلیس و روان و خوشفهم نوشته شده است، نه تنها راه و روش چگونه رهبری کردن را با استفاده از شیوه‌ها و افزار مختلف بیان می‌کند، بلکه راهنمایی است برای رسیدن به یک زندگی سالم و خوشبخت. امیدوار هستم که این اثر مقدمه‌ای بر تعریفات بعدی جناب ایرانی بوده باشد و ما شاهد آثار گرانبهای دیگری نیز از ایشان باشیم. در یک بار دیگر این دستاورد بزرگ را خدمت جناب محترم احمد-شاه ایرانی و همکاران محترمشان تبریک عرض نموده از خداوند بزرگ موفقیت‌های هرچی بیشتر برایشان آرزو می‌کنم. تشکر و سپاسگزارم از همه شما عزیزان حاضر در این مرکز.
Thank you so much. Next we have Mr. Mahood Baher Fogmili, the president of the Afghan Association of Ontario, who's going to say a few words. Please help me welcome to the stage.
In the name of Almighty, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Afghan Association of Ontario and myself, allow me to welcome you all to this auspicious gathering, a gathering to acknowledge and celebrate a great and worthy accomplishment of our competitor, Ahmad-Shah Durrani. The publication of the Leadership Zone, Lessons from the Front Lines, is an accomplishment which will make a big difference in the life of every person who reads it. It makes you aware of your potential and your personal and societal responsibilities. It's packed with cutting-edge tools that will help you to become a better and bigger version of yourself. The Afghan Association of Ontario, and indeed the whole of the Afghan Canadian Committee, commends Ahmed and the publisher for sharing with others this treasure of experience, the snaps of over several decades, combined with the latest in research and the insight of thought leaders and executives from the variety of industries. This is a book that will help people not only in their personal life, but also in their family relationship, as well as their careers and organizations and their status in society. I congratulate you for this accomplishment. In addition to this book, Ahmed is also the author of an Outside the Box Look at Afghanistan, New Ideas for Peace and Stability, a document that has been widely circulated on the internet and has been studied by many governments and stakeholders dealing with Afghanistan and referenced in other research papers. Ahmed is a professional architect and has led work on numerous iconic projects in Canada and abroad. What we like most is that Ahmed, besides being a good colleague, has also rendered 30 years of serious and sincere service to our community. as a board member and advisor of our association and several other nonprofit organizations, as a mediator and consensus builder, as a president of the Council of Afghan Association in Canada, and a community activist for all Canadian. His service was also recognized by the Lieutenant Government of Ontario last year when he was awarded the 2013 award and medal in Humanities and Social Justice for exceptional service rendered to the community. Ahmed, with the leadership zone, you have taken your service to the community and humanity to the whole new level, and commend you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As we just heard, Ahmad is very, very accomplished in many different ways. Being a public speaker already, a project manager, a professional architect, having his MBA, he has done many things and packs decades into days as it relates to his leadership and as it relates to his experience. But for the first time ever, please help me welcome Mr. Ahmad, the author of The Leadership Zone. Please come on up, say a few words, my friend. Let's give him a hand, folks.
I'm so nervous. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of my wife, Karima, my sons, Asad and Bashir, our extended family, which most probably comprises a big chunk of those who are here, Duranet coaching team, and myself, I welcome you to the launch of the Leadership Zone, and I thank you from the depth of my heart for coming here to join me in the celebrations. Before I go into the book and myself, I would like to acknowledge a few people who have contributed to this book. So allow me, they are in alphabetical order. Please do not read any political interpretations into the names of why they are arranged that way. So I would like to thank Raymond Aaron, and he is always one because he starts with AA, his last name. Okay, so Peter Acito, who was supposed to be speaking at this very moment, but unfortunately he sent us a message that he had a stomach flu and he could not come, and he sends his regrets to all of you. Sheikh Abdullah Idris Ali, he is the General Secretary of ISNA. Janet Bray Atwood, who is my mentor and teacher and the passion test facilitator. Nikki Belu, he's a CEO fitness coach. David Buck, he's the CEO of Coachville. Kevin D. Crone is chairperson of Dale Carnegie Business Group in Mississauga. Stephen M. R. Covey, he is the leader and the son of the leader and the leader trainer, and I think everybody who is into leadership will know who he is, so I don't want to go any further there. Robert de Medusola, Vice President of Husky Injection Molding. Frank Field is the Market Manager for 7-Eleven. Dr. Tariq Habib, he was the former Group CEO of Voice Trust, and he is present somewhere here. I saw him before. Naila Ibrahim is the owner of the Global Magnetic Image. Jim Kouzes is from the Levy School of Business in California. James Coetzee is a lawyer from the Mills & Mills law firm in Toronto. Susan Lynch is the owner of Barebone Marketing. James McNeil is the president of EQ Communications, and you will hear him later in this program. And he is my teacher and my mentor. Naveed Manzoor is the CEO of Strata One. Don McPhee is the publisher of Mississauga Life. Dr. Brian Scher is the owner of the Wellness Center, Rosedale Wellness Center in Toronto. William Smith is from the law firm DSF, and many others who contributed to the book but did not want their names to be mentioned or quoted. I also want to thank my breakthrough coaching mastermind team, most of whom are here. I want to also thank my sons Asad and Bashir, who has always been there to help me when I needed, or sometimes I had to kind of force them to help me. I also want to thank my wife Karima, who tolerated the time that I spent at the computer instead of helping with the domestic chores or looking for a real job. I'm mentioning these names not because only that I want to thank them because they have contributed, but it taught me a lesson. And that lesson is that the era of ragged individualism is gone. We are now into team building, and everything that we can do has to be in collaboration and cooperation with other people. And if we can do that, by the way, in my book I described it as the sixth barrier, the barrier to collaboration and cooperation. If we can cross through that barrier, there is no limit to our achievements that we can do. So, I mentioned that I'm very shy. Actually, I grew up in a very shy family. My father was a very strong person, and perhaps that was good in one way, but in another way that the children cannot express themselves when they have such a strong umbrella on top of them. So I grew up to be very shy. And what Mr. Formuli talked about me, ordinarily the old Ahmad, my face would have been red like tomato. And that would have been overwhelming. But what happened was that as a result of the tools that I have put in this book, I have broken through those barriers. And as a matter of fact, I don't look at it that these are great achievements. The achievements could have been much greater, but it shows that there is hope for the new generation. Because I grew up in a very poor village, which is only 120 kilometers from Kabul, but it is 120 years behind in culture and development. They still don't have electricity even today, and they don't have TVs and things like that. And sometimes when some of my relatives take a laptop there with the battery, they will show some of the pictures that I post on Facebook and show it to my relatives. So coming from that, and to be able to achieve this much should be a sign of hope for the new generation. And what I tell everybody also in my seminars is that the new generation has to excel the older one. Because if we don't do it, if the older generation is here and the younger generation doesn't reach there and they're here and their children are here and their children are here, then the civilization is going down the drain. As a matter of fact, what we should do is that if we are here, our children has to be here and their children has to be here and their has to be there. And that's one of the lessons that I actually preach in the book, in the leadership zone. When I was writing the leadership zone, I was thinking of several situations, and I would like to mention what they were. When I was writing the book, one of the situations that I was thinking was that if an individual gets this book, for individual, it is to be the manual of awareness and a roadmap of empowerment for a better and bigger version of themselves. So that was one of the things that I thought. The other one was that this book should do for families and friends when they are together. It should start a conversation that takes their relationship to a better and higher level. The third thing I was thinking about was that for organizations, it should be a manual for staff engagement and productivity. And for the youth, it should be building blocks of a strong foundation for their success and career. So thinking of these 4 things, when I wrote the book, those people who go with a copy of the book and hopefully they will read it, I would like to hear from them whether I have succeeded in any of these, how shall I say, indices that I have set forth for the book. I also want to mention that besides just writing the book, it is not enough. We have other programs that we have in mind for each one of these 4 categories. So for people who are individually going to get this book, we have developed a program which is called Success 101. And you will get a copy when you go out, or in that bag there is a copy. And this one is to give the people the tools for individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, and their staff, for them to be successful, to make more money, to have a happy, healthy, and wealthy life. For organizations who are struggling with engagement in their organizations, we have developed a program which is called DARE, and it's acronym for Leadership Development, Accountability, Results, and Engagement. And that is that program that we have developed. Now, for the youth, we have thought a lot about it, and what we thought was that we individually cannot do much about it. But I have a challenge and a proposal for business owners, especially those business owners who support youth programs through various institutions and youth organizations. And my proposal is like this, that if they buy a certain number of books and donate them, let's say, to YMCA or YWCA or any other youth institution or organization, we will donate 50% of that number to the same organization. And this pledges for the next 5 years. Because I have a 5-year long-term goal for myself and for Duranet Enterprises, which is my company, what we want to achieve. And one of the things that we want to achieve is, to change the statistics of the youth struggling in this society. This pledge that if an organization buys 20 books and give it to YMCA, we will give 10 books to YMCA. If they buy 100 books and give it to them, we will give 50 books. If they buy 1,000 books, we'll give 500 books to them. And we will be promoting this in the organizations outside, but today is the beginning. Now, the thing is that a lot of people, when I was writing this book, they told me that, you are from Afghanistan, and when is this book going to be available for the Afghan people who do not have access to English? And I want to tell that I will be seeking people in the Afghan community here who are more fluent in Pashto and in Dari than I am, to collaborate with me to translate this book into Dari and Pashto, and to make it affordably available to the Afghan people. But besides that, I have a colleague and a friend. His name is Jamal Kakar, and he is somewhere here. Jamal, where are you? Yeah, there, Jamal. We have been colleagues preparing video clips when we were in the Afghan Association for the TV program in Pashto, which had a lot of support and many comments that we received from the community on the internet. So we have already discussed the possibility of creating 50 1-hour video programs based on this book in Dari and Pashto. And we will be proposing this to the Afghan government to finance this program and to give us 1-hour airtime on national TV, so that not only Afghans who can read and write can have access to it, but also a lot of Afghans who have access to TV but they don't know how to read and write can benefit from this book. So I will cut my program anymore. I think I took all the time that I had, plus what Peter Acito had also. So since he is not here, I took the liberty of sharing his time with you. I think these are big plans, but big plans, no matter how big or small they are, they start with small steps. So I will end my program or my presentation to you with a Chinese saying, which says that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And I will say goodbye to you now and let other people to come and tell us what are those first steps that we need to take. So thank you very much for coming here, and thank you for sharing this celebration with me.
You know, I tell, as the CEO of Black Card Books, we now have close to 700 books that are currently in publication. And I tell the young authors that are coming in that as you begin this journey, you're not going to be the same person on the way out as you are on the way in. And tonight is evidence of that in Ahmad and his phenomenal presentation and his plans and the goals and dreams that he's bringing with this book and the inspiration that he's providing not only to us, not only to people like me and everybody here, but also to the Afghan community. So Ahmad, thank you very much for taking this first step. And like you said, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and I think you've taken that step tonight. Folks, let's give him another hand. Now, the publisher of Black Card Books, Mr. Jerry Robert, wasn't able to be here this evening. He's had a very hectic travel schedule, and he's had to go to Amsterdam for a last-minute trip. Last weekend, he was in Romania doing one of these book launches. So he apologizes not being able to be here this evening, but he did shoot a video, so let's hear what Mr. Jerry Robert has to say.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jerry Robert, and I'm the publisher at Black Card Books. Hi everyone, my name is Jerry Robert and I'm the publisher at Black Card Books, and unfortunately I'm in Amsterdam today and I so wish I was able to be with you all. I was planning on it, but this came up at the last minute. I want to thank Ahmad for finally getting this book. Isn't it great? You know, whenever one of our authors publishes a book, all of us at Black Card Books celebrate because it's not easy doing this. But he did it, he persevered. It was a tough battle, but man, the end product is phenomenal. You know, when we find somebody like Ahmad who has the level of experience, the insight, the wisdom, the practical knowledge, and he puts that in book form in a way that's interesting and easy to read, we can't help but be excited. Now, we also think the world of him as a person, as an expert. I mean, to have someone who's worked with so many large corporations and helped so many thousands of people over this length of time, we're confident that this book is going to be one of our best. And so, Ahmad, I want to congratulate you for this Herculean effort. And I know what it's like to put a book together, but I'm sure you are as proud as I am of the final product. And I also want to ask everybody there, you know, Ahmad is not a pushy kind of guy. He won't try and strong-arm you to buy a copy of Ahmad's book tonight. But I'm not like him. And so let me encourage you, grab a copy. Some of you grab 2 copies. This is a book worth sharing. And so I always recommend that you know, you get a good book, you buy 2 copies, you buy one for yourself, read it, devour it, put it into practice, And his book is going to change your business, change your department, change your organization for those of you who have teams. But go ahead and support him tonight. Don't wait 1 second. The minute I'm done or the minute the celebration there tonight is done, you march right back there and show him your voice of support by buying a copy of his book. And I'm sure that a portion of the proceeds is going to go to help a charity. I know that he is a very generous man, and I will encourage you, please consider buying a copy of his book. And I again want to thank all of you who are there tonight, and particularly the participants. I understand we have dignitaries and leaders from various organizations and companies, and I want to thank you all. Again, have a good night. Ahmad, once again, congratulations, pal. I'll talk to you soon. Hi, everyone.
I will pass along the applause. With a mustache like that, how can you not get an applause? Excellent. As Ahmad has mentioned, unfortunately, Peter Aceto was supposed to be the CEO of Tangerine Bank, formerly ING Direct, was supposed to be a keynote speaker here this evening, but came down with a stomach flu, so we wish him well. However, we do have a secondary keynote speaker, which I'm going to set the bar really high. I mean, he's a personal friend of mine, the author of Guru Builder. Mr. James McNeil is going to come up for a few minutes, and I must say, not only is he a phenomenal speaker, and I've never seen Peter Aceto speak, but I mean, that's why we put him before James, because if we put James before him, you know, Peter would be scared, because James is such a great speaker. So no pressure, James. But James is a dear friend of mine. He's the author of Guru Builder. He's got the biggest heart. I get to travel the world with him and get to educate audiences. He's so great. He's a dear friend to Ahmad. They're best of friends and a great mentor as well. So please, without further ado, help me welcome Mr. James McNeil to the stage.
I've never been so proud to be called a secondary speaker. So I've been given 12 seconds, and I can use them all. Let me ask you to please, I'm going to ask Ahmad, would you be kind enough to come up here so we can just give you just an eruption of applause. Please give it up to our dear
Thank you so much, Ahmad. I want to talk about this man, and so I should probably do it without him standing right here, so I should probably ask you to go, because I'm going to make you blush.
Exactly.
Yes. Give it up for Ahmad. This is incredible. So let me ask you this. How important do you feel leadership is in the world today? In times of turmoil, in times of transition, in times of change, we need leaders. At times like these, we are crying out for leaders. And we don't want to settle for the scary ones, the selfish ones, the short-sighted, the incompetent, the bullies. We want true leaders, do we not? Yes. Is now a time that we need true great leaders in our planet? I am passionate about the idea of leadership. I recently had a coaching session with a leader, and he was beaten down. He had a situation where he launched something. It was an enormous undertaking. He had, 100 moving parts, thousands of people depending on him. He bankrolled the entire project out of his own personal pocket, and the whole project went sideways on him. And he called me, and he says, "What do you do? Everyone's mad at me. Everyone's attacking me. I'm the one who stood up front. I'm the one who paid everybody's bills. I'm the only one who lost. What am I supposed to do?" And I said, "My friend, you've got to decide whether you want to be a leader. Because leadership is not fair. There's nothing fair about being a leader. When you're out there, you have to be strong. Do we have any leaders in the room? How about we're all leaders, right? I sure hope so. Because I got a great book for you if you're not. In fact, I got a great book for you no matter what. Being a leader is not fair. When things go wrong, when things go sideways, when you're petrified, when you don't have an answer, when you're nervous, people are looking where? They're looking at you. And they read you like a book. And in the immortal words of my dear friend, one of the senior executives at RBC Dominion Securities, one of my clients, she said, "Suck it up, Buttercup." And I thought, that's what we have to do. Nobody cares. When you're a leader, nobody cares that you're afraid. Nobody cares that you're nervous. Nobody cares that you're the one doing all the work. Nobody cares. Now, I don't want to make that sound too negative, but in the end, it's up to leadership, yes? And our job is to be the calm face in the midst of turmoil. Our job as leaders is to see a vision of a reality not yet attained. It is our job to see something that it is not, become emotionally attached to it as if it was, and say, I'm going there. Who's with me? Leadership, and it's in this wonderful book that I'm going to suggest you purchase. In there, it says that leadership is simply a matter of give and take. Great leaders take all the responsibility and give all of the credit. And the other kind of leadership takes all of the credit and gives all of the blame. Leadership matters. I have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. That's why they block the windows, because if there's anything going on outside, I'm like, squirrel. While we've been enjoying these presentations, I've read most of the book. And in this book, it highlights something that I really want this one point. This, by the way, you've got to check out this book. This is a textbook on leadership. This needs to be in universities, my friend. This needs to be a textbook of leadership. This is a beautiful, rich book. Let me tell you something. Ahmad did not take the easy way out and throw a few cute little quotes in a book. This is rich. This is rich. This is solid. And in this book, it highlights that there's 3 zones, and tell me if this isn't true. There's those in this world that live in the zone of dependence. They are still children in adult bodies. What's wrong with their lives? Well, it's the government's fault. It's my mother's fault, it's my brother's fault, it's my teacher's fault, it's my neighbor's fault, it's my dog's fault, it's the wind blew, and it's not my fault. They own no responsibility. They're in adult bodies. If there was a test to become an adult, they would have failed. But their bodies went into adult form. But they are still dependent on others. Brian Tracy says if you do not have goals, you're condemned forever to work for those who do. Some people are in a world of dependence. Those people need great examples of leadership, like Ahmad, like everyone who's going to be reading this book. People who will see a vision of a world that's better than the world we're in and move towards it. Whether that world is small or large. A world of dependence. The second is the zone of maturity in self-reliance. By the way, it's a test for me to do this because normally I'd be putting my glasses on, so. My eyes are fine, my arm is too short. And then at the top, and the whole point of this magnificent book is the leadership zone, where we know that when everything's going sideways, someone has a vision. Someone is showing strength. Someone is rising above the mess. Someone is rising above their ego and self-centeredness and says, there's something more important than me right now. There's something more important than comfort right now. And I'm moving in that direction. And I want to create a safe place for you to join me. That's a beautiful thing, and that's what leadership is. You know, there's a a movie that I wouldn't encourage because apparently everyone else hated it, but I loved it. It's a silly movie called 10,000 BC. Did anyone see it? Anyone willing to admit it? No? Amen, brother. There we go. Yay, 10,000 BC. In this movie, there's this very powerful scene, and with this I'll wrap, but I found it so powerful. In this quirky little movie with saber-toothed tigers and make-believe history and all this silliness, there's a scene where there's this young man who's now becoming a man. And he's trying to figure out his identity in the world. And one of the elders of the tribe, probably in the movie at this point, the most senior respected elder of all, came to this young man who's probably 18. And this young man grew up without a father. And his father was looked upon very badly, poorly from the community because he went missing. And the whole community turned on his father in reputation and said he abandoned us. He was strong. He was able, but instead of taking care of the community, he took care of himself. He abandoned us in a time of need. And so this young man grew up in the shadow of embarrassment. And the older gentleman came to him, and this is the thing I want to leave you with. He said, "Young man, I cannot tell you the truth about your father. We have a vow that we will not discuss with you or anyone the truth. But let me just say this, young man. Some men, forgive me for the sexist, it was 10,000 BC, they haven't learned, it was men and women. Some humans draw a circle around their families. And they state to this world, inside of this circle, everyone is safe. Inside of this circle, everyone is protected. Everyone is cared for. In this circle, I got this." And then he said to the young man, "Some men are such good men that they draw a bigger circle. And they welcome into their circle other people, extended family, some community members, dear friends." He said, "Some men are such great men, they draw an even bigger circle. And they take care of their entire tribe, their entire community. Inside of this circle, everyone is safe. Everyone is taken care of, inside of this circle." And then he said, "Young man, some men are such great men, they draw a circle so big that the world will never be the same because they can. Your father was such a man. You live as your father. And that, my friends, is leadership. And for leadership, I want to acknowledge again my dear friend Ahmad. Thank you, my friend." I hope you marked in your calendar that you were here tonight. I think there's a fairly good chance that there'll be days in the future where we're going to be able to say, "I was there. I was there when that book launched. I was there when Ahmad finally had his coming out party. And he gave generously to a meaningful cause. And he was a role model of leadership. I was there that night. I want to remember tonight. I'm going to remember that I was a part of this." Ahmad has taken a life journey of investment in research and understanding leadership. I've known Ahmad, and I thank you for calling me a mentor. I thank you for calling me some nice things, but you forgot something. I'm your friend. And of that, I'm most proud. The amount of work this man has put into this book is astronomical. He's taken 20 years, 30 years, 50 years of research. He's a young man, but he gathered it from others. Maybe 1,000 years of research that great leaders, great minds have put together to understand leadership. How can someone go from dependence to leadership, to drawing a circle, not being the dependent? He put that in this little wee book. This book is a very small investment. It's what, $44? $44. Pennies for gold. Pennies for gold. And on top of that, not only is he giving this rich, rich resource to us and to anyone who would benefit from it, he's giving proceeds to a meaningful cause. Is this an exciting night to be a part of? So here's my, yes, please. So, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you purchase some copies of this book, you get a beautiful blue bag. And I've tested it, it can carry 3 books. I'm just saying. The investment is small, the value is great. You're supporting Ahmad as he's put himself out there. He's invested an enormous amount of time, talent, and treasure financially in making this happen. This is a man who's stepped out. I'm hoping that you'll support him and you'll buy a copy of this book for yourself. That you will get the benefits of this book. It's a rich, wonderful, magnificent book. And as you know, proceeds are going to a meaningful cause. I'm just curious if this is kind of a brave, kind of a risky thing. I'm wondering if you'd be willing, just a vocal, so nobody can tell exactly who's saying it. If you're going to invest in a copy of this book, would you just yell, "I'm in"? I'm in. Yay, Ahmad!
Yes.
So, I encourage you to get our copy. I hope we clean them up. I hope he needs to go back to print. Why? Because my dear friend and mentor is Jerry Robert, the owner of the publishing company. He'd really be happy with me if we sold out all of his books and we had to print more. So I'm asking you to invest in minimum one copy, $44. You spend more at Starbucks. Right? So it's not an enormous amount of money. Support him, support the cause, get great leadership training. I'm suggesting you think of someone else that would benefit from this book. I'm wondering if there's any in the room that would yell, "I'm in for two." Anyone in for two? I'm in for two. Beautiful. Now some of you have deeper pockets and a larger circle. And you can think of a group of people you want to put this book into the hands of. And I want you, my request is if you're one of those people, a person who can influence many, a person who's willing to invest in more than a couple copies for a meaningful cause, maybe the YMCA, maybe your staff, I don't know, I can't know who needs this book, but some of us in this room can buy a bunch. So I'm going to ask you if you would be kind enough, the moment we're done, I'm going to ask you, those of you who can, invest in more than a couple of copies, support the cause, get these books out there. I'd like you to go straight to Ahmad and let him know you're doing that to encourage him. I think that would mean the world to him to know that you believe in him, you believe in leadership, and you believe in the people you care about to get this copy of this book. My name is James McNeil. I'm the Guru Builder. I am that man's friend, and I thank you so very much. God bless you.
Well, folks, thank you very much. And didn't I say he was going to do a great job? Did he do a great job, folks? Let's hear it up again. All right, folks, that concludes this evening's program. Please stick around for refreshments, stick around for networking, but most importantly, it's the book signing portion of the evening. Get yourself a book, get yourself 2 books, and get them signed by the author himself. Ahmad, your signing station, can you go there now? Go there now so we can all see you. Okay, so this is the book signing station, folks. It's time now. We're going to bring this into a close in that nice soft music. Go now, get yourself a copy of the book, and get it signed by the author. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you.
I didn't bring you for this reason,
You did a great job, buddy. Great speech. You're so incredible. Thank you so much.
I should have recorded that.
Oh, did you? Wonderful.
No, I missed. I ran after camera.
No problem.
LIA. Thank you so much.
Right. To Jared.
همینجا هستین شما خونید؟ خوب یا لا سرکاری خلق اینجوری است کتاب چیم زاکی یا لا سرکو
Thank you, Ahmed. Congratulations.
Next.
Okay.
I'll make sure nobody leaves without a photo. Standing at the
Yeah. For you?
Oh, yeah. Looking good.
That's one way for the book. That's better.
Get the banner too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm getting, yeah, it's in there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you.
Your book, right? This is your book. Yes. And then if you turn that, yeah, that's the cover. That's to Robin. I assume it's to you, right? That's to me. Yes, please. Take a picture of you signing.
If I give you my camera, can you take a picture for me as well, please?
I'm just busy. Can you ask somebody else?
Okay, sure.
Thank
Oh,
you.
sure, no problem.
Thank you.
That's yours. One more. Okay, where do I press here? Yes, please. Okay. Oh, thank you, check. I think I took it. Let me check. Sign it again. Yes, that's beautiful.
No, I'll give up.
You did it easily?
That's
better, yes.
Thank you.
With a peace proposal.
Oh, it's blocking.
Proposal attached.
Yeah, can we... Sei şu.
تاريخي سونجا كما يشتغل
Ne, inemeyeceğiz 6. İnemeyeceğiz 6.
هاكون ما تلقى وجه باشا في
Going to the United Nations to see the Secretary General and we're going to give him that book. Release peace proposal.
Thank you so much.
Dizem não vai ser YouTube, dá para estar aqui. Sabía. مش خايفين من هذا.
أنا خير عكس ميكروفون برضه.
اسمي ما فكر كان مين شو يزيد جريفتين.
Sorry.
مباركين الدواء
باش کار دارم باش کارم نه ما به کسی اکتیو نداریم نه
Congratulations. It's not an easy thing to do. I look forward to reading
Los catenchu ya la semana de licolo nada. Bello appunto.
Era sana.
Zar kada zubasa no. Ya saki no se. Bihi sana. Maruf ke pan salam ko ekar tadi.
Na
ايام الوقت كويس الدكتور يكون لازم يكون لو يغدى تشتغل ايام
Tairi sahab salam kya na Janjur hola hola se khana khairiyat se no no se tar khwaza har doye sahab خوشحال قومی لالوات کلا باشه اکل کو بسریانا می سال اخیر از فاکولتی تورنتو و خیلی تو نه فاکولتی کار میکنم و خاطره کم در سیمتی 12 یه نقدر نامزیان لادر خانمی خودتان جواب حالا من چند سال است شما؟ از ما فاکولتا را خلاف ماشاءالله مبارک باشید
Down here? No, just hit the screen. Anywhere in the screen. Yes, they did.
ډاکټر صاحب رومان ته به ولاسم ورکینو دا صحیح ده وطنکی ها او غیږه لا ورکو تایری صاحب هم ګوره نه زړیږي نه مو خدا
احمد-شاه جانه برای عبدالله
أنا سعيد
Sorry, can I just sit by? I gotta go by. You did a great job. Okay? Okay? Okay? You did sign one already. Okay? Take care. Thank you. Thank you. You did a great job.
آتیره جوړ تکړه مې ځاسنه ته ماشومان ته دي سالا کو خیرت همدلته مو راغله دا اوس راغله
Nothing to do with time management whatsoever.
Thanks, John. Great experience this side.
Oh, please, I'm sorry. No problem, please.
You just want to put some on?
Sure, no problem. I can do it from here too. No problem.
There's a promise to that.
That's why you participate.
لالا امروز دیدم سلام میرساندن لالا من شناختی مرا نه شناختی Claro, این هم عجب فیلمت هم گرفتاری است.
Just want to say hi then.
Slipping down. بچه کم اونطرف میکنه. باز go ahead. السلام علیکم محترم
ما هم نوش به تلویزیون پروگرام ما هم نوش به ورس برنامه میلاد محمد-Shah و همه سب که دوست می‌کنه وسط نشیگی
سردار شاه وصله دارم و ان شاء الله تماس جوان شیرجان It's all right, no problem. ما باید اینو میده افتاده شما اگر این کمره رو انداز
I think it's that but I don't know.
غریب ډیره منطقه
That's by myself.
مردم درباره
That's you.
سرازی دست بانم که نفته یاده That's part of the family leadership. You're so tall.
Behind us. Let me get the picture. Awesome. Done. There you go.
And do you want the other way as well?
That golf man is this. Bicycle
Beautiful. You got it.
Thank you.
Eric, I'll shake your hand.
I take life easy. É muito fusão.
Seems like you're ready with the camera.
And this one you can just sign your name.
तुझे कमीरी देखी बदल में हम कैरेक्टर हम बिहेवियर
Sure. My email is in the book. You have my card also.
Thank you.
Have a good
Question.
It encompasses our relationship over this. I'm going to be quizzing you on that too.
Sure, I never run away from this. Oh, here are some.
I'll see you at the next
صابر جان يعني سي فيلم تبي كده بيعي ده فيلم بيعي يميتو
Alumni of Sim University.
His book is coming next.
His book is coming.
Mr. Ahmad, we're so proud of you and we're proud we were invited to this event. Thank you very much for inviting
Oh, vale, hadi خدا
Can I take a picture? Sure.
Yeah, we've seen for the signing